What up guys, KCRC Crawler here coming in, doing a little impromptu video of my two favorite rigs. Haven't hardly drove the Bomber yet, but this is my 1.9 Wraith, which I'll start off with it real quick. Just going to do a little overview. I'm going to start putting a couple more videos up here and there. I get out a lot, I just usually don't get the camera out too much, so doing a little video to show you the rigs you'll be seeing here a bit. So this is my 1.9 Wraith. I've actually had this Wraith for like 3 years. It's been a 2.2, been a 1.9 a couple times, mostly 2.2, but it's been a 1.9 for a while now, and it's here to stay for sure. It actually just recently had these Curries on it, which obviously are not on it anymore, and I'll get to that. So first off, it's running 1.9s. These are not typically the tires that are going to be on it, but they're on it for now. I actually need some wheel spacers for these wheels because they don't stick off far enough. I just put this thing together and these wheels and tires were on there, but I had to put these on here to get that space gap right there on the tire, which is still ridiculous small. Anyways, I digress. Here's my girl. Pop body off real quick. Throw that down. Here's my girl. It's got full interior on it. Got two full-size drivers. Let's see. Electronics wise, I just put the steering servo in here. It's a SW0231 MG. It's waterproof. And I got my Mamba X in here. I know it doesn't need this BC, but I've got a BC on it. Got Pro Spec shocks, which have been on it for a while. I've got this thing fitted real nice and tight in here. And obviously do the battery in the front and then put the whole body on so it's all nice and clean. This is a DMG Stiffy kit, one of the old style ones. I believe his new ones do a V across instead of this X, so really enjoyed that. Great freaking product, super strong. Been beating on it, and it continues to hold up. So the rear's got Pro Specs as well. Now this is the big deal. I have SCX-10 2 axles under this now, which is what I have been wanting, and if you can tell why, it's because of scale appearance. I mean, it just looks better. Get around to the front. Oh yeah, I got my receiver. It typically mounts right here. It's right here for now because I had to switch out receivers. My other receiver went bad and started messing up the whole system. Here's my U4 Fab RC servo mount, which is freaking awesome. I went ahead and made a full length set over the last 2 days. I actually finished this length last night. I finally did it, and then the rest of the lengths I did the day before, but I used 3/16 inch plated steel. So usually I use weld steel, which that's weld steel, that's plated. You can see the plated is a lot shinier than the weld steel. I don't know about the strength yet, but hopefully I didn't mess up the video turning it like that. Okay, so yeah, flip it over and get underneath. I went ahead and made all my own lengths, and what I do, these are very strong links. The thread on it is 1024, and I basically cut these down. I grind the ends of them, then I grind a 45-degree angle around the edge. I thread them. I drill these rod ends out and tap them, so all the rod ends on this whole truck are all threaded. as well as the rods. So they go on nice and smooth for about the first halfway on, then it gets real tight and you gotta crank them down, but they will not pull off. Did my work, took my hand at some steering link. If you can see, it's actually bent on either end, and I got it just right. It doesn't contact the diff at all, and still got full steering. As far as the motor, I've got one of the new Castle motors in there. I don't know if you can see it. One of the Slate series motors. There it is. That's why they colored them that way, so they're hard to see for the scalers. But yeah, other than that, this thing is awesome truck. Next, I've got my 119 Bomber, which I took. This was a regular Bomber yesterday. It actually had those metal axles on it. I had the Incision link kit and the Vanquish trailing arms, which are awesome. Would recommend them highly. But decided to take it apart and put it together like this. And here she is, and I am absolutely loving it. Oh yeah, motor on that is a 2850 kV, by the way, on that Slate motor, which it's got some power, it's got plenty of wheel speed, and nice slow crawlability too. But back to this, push it back in the light. Yeah, what can I say? Awesome truck. I still haven't really got to play with it. I got it out in the yard at about 3 a.m. last night, 3:30 when I finally got it finished. I started around 8 or something like that, because there's a little work to be done. Okay. Yeah. Let's flip it over so you can see what's going on. I actually had made, since these Curries were on the 1.9 WRAITH before, these rear links were already made, which actually transferred directly over, and I kept my pinion angle and all that. It actually still looks good, especially under compression, or under suspension compression. The drive shaft lines up real nice then. See if I can get it done. Yeah. I ran the links, or the shocks, right down there. It actually works pretty dang well. I like the angle of them. They seem to flex pretty dang good, and it doesn't, so far, the front end doesn't tend to lift up at all. The front end I had to go ahead and make new links for. The ones that I had on there actually worked perfectly, and the axle looked great. It was just the axle was too far back on the chassis, so the tires were contacting really bad on this little jet where the battery goes in the truck. But had to take out the radio box. It's completely in the way of the drive shaft. By the way, oh dear. Well, as you can see, maybe, I actually had to cut out a little portion of the box right there, or the cover, that way the drive shaft would clear it, but as I can clearly see, the drive shaft is contacting the spur gear a tiny bit. Hopefully, I'm just going to see if it'll polish itself down and keep running. I'm not going to worry about it too much. It's plastic, so if it tears up, I'll just replace it. But I had to take my WRAITH drive shaft off my 1.9 WRAITH, so I had the extended output enough. Because if you can see it, I mean, it's definitely touching, actually. It's barely touching, though, so I'm going to see if I can get rid of that. I think I'll be able to by moving the shocks a little bit. But. Okay, so moved the receiver box. Actually made some sort of plate system that bolts to the two holes that are on the opposite side of this plate. So I've got my speed control in there and my receiver. I've got a big, huge freaking power plant of a motor. So this thing will do a backflip off the get-go if I floor it too hard. But yeah, this thing's gonna be a hill killer. Can't wait. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and what of the other videos I've already made too. I know I'm nothing special or anything as far as YouTubers go, but we'll see if I can get some better videos out for you guys, okay? See you later. Hope you enjoyed.